Opposing side, it's men who believe that. I think he had a metric, or if you make 90K, you can get you a 9. If you make 100K, you can get you a 10. That's not how that works. That's not how any of that works. But I think that's all people pulled away from
So I think changing the algorithm is an interesting thing, right? Because
Well, that's what we were talking about. I'm sorry, I forgot. Go ahead.
okay, because I've been sitting here just kind of running scenarios through my mind, and I keep coming back to the tuning fork you were talking about a few weeks ago. I don't. Is it really the algorithm, or are people just like hitting the tuning fork at the same frequency that they vibrate at? Right, like is like attracting like in these scenarios, whether
Yeah,
people are expressing it or not, or is it really the algorithm that's shifting people's mindset? Because it could be one or the other, or it could be both. I don't know. I think a lot of people are vibrating at pretty low frequencies, and so when this stuff comes on, it's just, this is my energy, so let me tune in, kind of thing.
I agree. Because somebody mentioned in the chat, like, there's not enough, I always see is women doing this and that. And I'm like, well, what are you looking at? Because I have on my algorithm, I got women eating healthy and exercising, but that's what I look at. Like, I like to look at different exercises. So, of course, it's going to pop up more of that. Or I'm trying to eat better. So, it's going to pop up more of that because that's what I look at on a day to day, right? So, I just think it's you.
How much do you think you know about somebody by scrolling through their algorithm without ever seeing them? Like you just scroll through the algorithm. What
You
could
can
you
find
tell?
out all about. You can find. Did he just leave us and leave us big face like this? Um, y'all gotta start giving people heads up. I'm just saying.
He might
He
have. I
did.
don't know
He
if he
did.
did.
He did.
Oh, he did.
Yeah,
Okay, I
he
don't be reading
definitely
that
did.
yet. But I Polly. I was just like, is this what Polly looks like? Is this what Polly looks like?
Yeah. All
um,
smiles. Yes, that is what it was.
all smiles. Where bye? um, No, but what I was going to say about the algorithm, I think that people like drama, right? So you tune in, it's like, oh, it's some drama, might as well get entertainment, right? I think the problem comes when you believe everything that people are saying. If you don't have a mind of your own to realize that this is just entertainment, these people don't have a degree in this, this is not their background, it's just all an opinion. That's when it can get, when you can't think on your own and you allow YouTube to run your marriage, your life, and what people think about you. That's what I think there was Saida, the psychologist. She said marriage is not the same because a lot of times what has happened is now is you, me, and YouTube in the marriage. And that's not okay. Like you should not be getting invited. You have to do what works for your household. You can definitely take some things that people say and like, oh, I like that to change for the better, but it should not change you for the worse. Take good
People are
things,
changing.
move forward. But why are you going backwards? Like, why are you regressing off of what somebody else said? Like, that's the part I don't get. Like, your life is not getting any better just sitting in hate or sitting in,
Anger.
negativity.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
But okay, so crazy thought, but just follow me for a second. I think we don't see that as it getting better because we don't vibrate on that frequency. But to them, there's comfort in knowing that other people vibrate on the same frequency as you. So to them, it is better because they don't feel
Like,
isolated.
I'm not in this alone.
Right. You know what I mean? And so I think when we can be compassionate about that, maybe there's a little bit more room to like invite them in instead of looking at them like y'all are nuts.
But what's so funny? But then I think that's how you think too, because I was looking at just and even you said this. I was looking at the last video we saw, and the girl was tired, and I felt her pain. I've been like we both you said you've been there. I've been there, but me looking at that does not make me want to sit in it. I know, like, okay, I can. I've been there, I've done that, but I'm not about to be sitting here like, okay, we must move on. I get you, I feel you. Girl, I'm gonna pray for you, but I'm not gonna sit in it. I'm not gonna find more videos of that to prove my point that I shouldn't be, you know. out here. I'm just gonna be like, all right, I'll just try again. He was an idiot. The next one might not be. All these millions and these billions of men in the world, it's got to be one that ain't an idiot, you know? So I guess I just moved different. I don't know.
I jump out the window. I'm in Jersey, shorty. What state you calling from? Calling home.
I'm in Georgia.
Georgia, Jersey, sound like they was meant to be together.
Shut up. If they were, they would be side by side.
He said
They're
that's
a
why
lot
he
like
got.
these relationships.
He say that's why he gonna stand in the gap and fill in the gap.
Shut up, Marky Mark. That he's a sweetie pie. Thank you, though. That's nice. But yeah, it's just I wish we can get it together. I wish this community, I think we would be such strong people if we could just get it together. What is it about us that just we can't get this together? What is it about doing wrong that we just feel like, oh, I want to go that route? I see it's working for these people if you do it, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to do what's working. I want to do what's not working. Like, what is it about us that works that way? You know, it could be research stat after stat, and we will go against the grain, and we fall below every time, in last place every time.
I think it's the Dunning-Kruger effect, right? Like where the people who are the extreme, like, so you familiar with that concept? Where they did a graph on so the graph was like extreme confidence, right? And extreme, what's the opposite of confidence? Consciousness or self-consciousness? Okay. So the people who knew very little about a subject usually spoke with extreme confidence about that subject. The people who knew more, enough to know that there's a lot I don't know, spoke extremely self-conscious about that subject. And then the people who actually were experts kind of around the 7-8 mark. So if we judging on where people's positions, and when the loudest in society usually creates the conversation, it's the Dunning-Kruger effect. The people who know the least about the subject are the loudest about the subject. It's an interesting study.
The confidence is real. I just saw a reel when the woman was like, she said, the brokest people be the most confident. She said, I work in a bank. And he was like, baby, let me take you out to eat. She's like, I'm looking at your account like, can you take you out to eat? She said, but he be moving with such confidence, forgetting like, dude, I see your account. Like, we should not be eating right now. You should just be focusing on getting your money up. And so she brought that up. Men, I mean, not men, this is just people. I think she was using a man as an example. But people, you're right. They have to, it's something about the way I don't know.